All right, so this is the Nerdy Nonsense podcast. We're just two nerdy friends that like to talk about stuff. This is episode 57. And I guess some strange stuff happened between the last episode and this episode, and also some stuff kind of carried over to today because as we're recording, it's Tuesday, June 6th.
Yep.
Typically, we record on like a Saturday or a Sunday. But I kind of ended up getting sick over the weekend, or I diagnosed as sick over the weekend. So that wasn't fun, but definitely feeling better now. So, do you want to go first on what you've been doing?
Sure. Let's see. So was it last week? Oh yes, so last week was the the series finale for Succession and Barry and Ted Lasso. So 3 of my shows ended. Oh, and Love and Dead as well. So 4 of my shows ended. I've been trying to see what else to watch. I've been watching a lot of documentaries that drop on Mats and other places.
Okay.
In the last week, in the meantime, while I wait for a couple shows to take over, the only other show that I started recently was The Idol, which was released on Sunday. Yeah, this Sunday. This is the same guy from Euphoria, so it's a little raunchy, I guess, on that side. But I don't know. At the Cannes Festival, they showed the first episode, I believe, and some other reviewers were like, "Oh my god, this is porno and the worst thing ever." And then I watched the first episode. And it's very tame. This episode's tamer than the first episode of Euphoria. And so I don't know what the hell they watch.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. The acting is okay. I mean, The Weeknd didn't. He did an okay job. So.
Yeah, I've heard very mixed things about it. I heard The Weeknd was just kind of like middle of the road, kind of mediocre.
Yeah.
Not great, not bad, but I mean, for his first real acting thing, it's supposedly not too bad.
Yeah, he's not like going like breaking. I don't know, like giving a great performance, but he's doing fine considering this is the first time that he's acting, and he's supposedly the second lead of the show. So, but yeah, not much of a big deal, to be honest. What else? I've been playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Running around, unlocking stuff, getting my ass kicked. I haven't committed any crimes against humanity. I don't know what, but I've been experimenting with building crazy shit here and there, so it's fun so far. I don't think I'm like 10% of the story. Like I said, I'm just running around, unlocking stuff, finding stuff. I mean, just like the prior game, there is so much to do. Like I think there's 100 and something shrines, and then the Korok seats there's like 200, and then other secrets like even more. So easily, technically I'm tackling all of that first before I even jump into the main story. But yeah,
I feel you there.
So it's gonna take me forever to finish this game. If I decide just like I did with The Witcher one time, I was like, you know what? They're gonna stop doing all these side missions and just gonna finish the story, and then I go back to the side missions if I don't start playing something else. Which I think this one is gonna carry me until Spider-Man 2 comes out, maybe.
Well, hopefully, if it actually does come out in fall of 2023.
Oh yeah, and then talking about Spider-Man, I saw Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and it's the best thing ever. I saw it twice so far. I'm going tomorrow for round 3 since I was able to also get the fan screening for Transformers Rise of the Beast, but that one is at 7 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah, so that one is at 7 p.m. So I need something to kill in between the time I get out of work around 3 and the time of the movie. So I was like, I have a list. I have at least another movie to choose from for this week. So might as well watch the greatest movie ever for a third time. And just this time, and I guess tomorrow, I'll be just continuing studying every single the animation and the art on this film because it's just insane. It's just incredible what they accomplish with this film, just on from the art and animation standpoint, and the story is great as well. Just like the first one is many twists, and it doesn't go for anything like easy or simple. And it's also tackling the fact that they're talking about very comic book stuff like a multiverse and different versions of characters and uh, other stuff that if you haven't seen the movie, you need to watch and discover for yourself. But yeah, I'm just in love with how this movie is, and I already pre-ordered the book, the art book, so I'm waiting for that to come out. I think it's July, so once I get that book on my hands, I'm gonna be like studying it like crazy. Cause oh my god, I can't. Oh, I wanna go crazy talking spoilers. Like, you haven't seen it, right? Obviously, you haven't seen it. Duh.
No, we were actually planning to go see it this weekend, but
Yeah, you
I
go
ended
see.
up getting sick, so
Yeah,
I didn't.
yeah,
I didn't get a chance to go see it.
yeah. I
So we
got so.
probably won't see it until we get back from because we're going away this weekend. So we
Mhm.
probably won't get to see it until next weekend or the weekend
Okay,
after.
I got too excited that I forgot. But yeah,
No, it's
yeah.
fine. I've a lot of my friends have seen it, you included, and everyone has been saying that this is honestly, if you thought that the first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was good,
This one is is
this is like tenfold better.
and just as many reviewers have been pointing out in the last couple of days, if the third one also knocks it out of the park, this will be the greatest trilogy ever. Like
Yes,
it
I've heard
doesn't,
that from a lot of people.
not even best comic book trilogy, not even best animated
Yeah,
trilogy,
I've heard some
just
people saying that it's going to be better than the original Star Wars trilogy as far
best,
as like
yeah,
just like
best, yeah.
story, characters, everything. So I'm excited to see it. I loved the first movie. It's probably my second favorite Spider-Man film, or actually, it's my favorite Spider-Man film of all time.
I think it's mine as well. Yeah, it's my favorite Spider-Man film.
I don't know if it's my favorite comic book film of all time, but it's definitely my favorite Spider-Man film of all time. It is amazing. The art has paved the way for a lot of different animation studios to kind of mimic them. Obviously, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out soon
Oh yeah, and
is a huge influence on that.
that's
So
Sony.
I'm excited.
Yeah, is that Sony as well? I can't remember.
I know it's Nickelodeon, but I don't know who the studio doing the animation was.
Is it? Yeah, or is it DreamWorks? Maybe DreamWorks because I know DreamWorks is under Nickelodeon slash Universal. I think it's
Paramount.
Paramount. Yeah, same thing. Universal, Paramount, all
Right.
are under the same umbrella. Yeah, and then Puss and Boots as well last year doing the same style of animation. Wish is doing something similar. I mean, it still has that and that Disney 3D princess look and design of the characters. But if you look at the trailer, you can tell that everything is watercolor. Is like a
I was gonna
watercolor.
say it's like a very watercolor, very Van Gogh kind of like
If
influence to the art
yes,
style, which I am all like when I first saw the like um the teaser art for that, I was like, "Ooh, this is gonna be good." And then when we saw like the animation cuts, I am so excited to see that movie. It's gonna be amazing.
yeah. So I'm so
I
glad
don't
that
care if the story's crap. Like it's gonna be the most beautiful movie probably in a while.
yeah, no, and I'm glad that Into the Spider Verse influence all of these, like
Oh yeah,
just creating this whole legion of animation that is out of the park. And then this one is even goes crazier. I don't know if it's this
it
is
kind of reminds me, and
is
someone
is
else
uh-huh.
had
Go ahead.
mentioned this too a while back, a couple weeks ago when they got to see the Into the Spider Verse, the preview, like the press preview.
Yeah.
There reminds me of that rough '90s animation, like the old Spider-Man animated TV show, kind of like where it's that scratchy kind of animation, but like modernized and on purpose instead of just like a limitation of the animation at the time, which I kind of can see that a little bit. But I think that this is like far and beyond what anybody could have ever
Oh
expected.
yeah, this is going far and beyond. I mean, this is not a spoiler because he has been in promos and all that stuff. But Spider Punk alone, the animation style on him, they came out and even said that every single part of him is animated at a different rate. So not only when you see the movie, he's moving at a different rate as everybody, and his animation is unique, but also they were saying that when he moves, his guitar is moving at a different frame as him. He's moving
His
at
guitar, the guitar strap, his vest is moving. His mohawk, you can tell the subtle differences. Like I've seen some like
yeah,
jump cuts and like rough edits of him, and just like the way that they specifically. And apparently, this is with all of the Spider-Mans in the entire movie. Each one of them has unique
yes,
animation. To each one of
yeah.
them,
Each one
which
has
is
his
amazing. Like that level of detail, I never thought we were ever going to get that in a Spider-Man film.
yeah, and that's why I said like this second time I was studying him like the moment that he appeared on the screen, my eyes were on him the entire time. I was like, oh shit, I'm noticing things uh here and there. The fact that he changes colors every single time, and then one of his colors that he changes into is pretty much just a magazine, what black and white magazine or newspaper print like style. So it's very punk rock from the 70s, though. The posters that they will do like pasting different parts of a magazine or a newspaper or whatever. He's embodying.
Oh, I see what you're talking about now. Yeah, where it was like that kind of like rough punk
Yeah, he's a
the
living.
posters.
Yeah, he's a living version of that. And then you have the again, not a spoiler because we've seen this as well. This vulture that is from a Renaissance quote unquote era, and he's all in parchment, looking like a Da Vinci drawing. Oh my god, this movie is so fucking cool.
I
The way that,
completely forgot about that because he's in the trailer for like literally a second.
yeah,
But
but
like it didn't hit me until someone else had brought it up that if you pay attention in the one of the trailers when they first introduced the hub of Spider-Men's or whatever they call it,
yeah,
the Legion of Spiders. If you watch it very closely, each Spider-Man is completely detailed differently and animated
yeah,
completely different from the next person. They all
yes,
have their own like personalities, which is like hats off to Sony, man. Like they really are trying so hard to outdo Disney, and I'm here for it. I want the '90s renaissance of animation back again, and
yeah.
this is, I think, going to kickstart that.
Oh hell yeah, yes. I mean you can say that Into the Spider Verse kickstarted all of that.
That's what I mean. Like just
Yeah,
like they introduced us, and this is like that wedge. It's going to just completely
yeah.
blow up the entire animation scene, which I've been
Mhm.
waiting for a long time. Because you and I, we both love animated films.
Oh
And I think
yes.
this is going to be the biggest way for us to get more of those like top tier, great animated features again.
And then obviously I'm waiting up for Ninja Turtles. I'm waiting for Wish, all these movies to see what did they do with the animation, how they made it their own as well. So yeah. And then what else? Yesterday, like I said, saw my second round of Spider Verse, and then I saw Shin Kamen Rider. Uh,
Which you said was amazing.
it was really good. I mean, if you are a Kamen Rider fan, you're gonna get more out of it. I think. I don't think just a regular person that has no idea what is Kamen Rider or anything like that will enjoy it. I don't think so. And
Yeah,
also,
there's a guy I follow on TikTok.
mhm,
But exclusively it was for like Gunpla, like Gundam model kits.
yeah,
But he's super into like Tokusatsu, like you are, and Shin Kamen Rider, and like Kamen Rider in general. And he saw the film, and he's like, it's an amazing film, but if you go into it and you're not really that into like the whole Kamen Rider scene, you're gonna like it. You're just not gonna love it, basically. And I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, and also if you know about the director Ano, he did Evangelion. He
Yes, which I didn't
did,
know about until recently. I knew I recognized the name. I thought it was someone like with the same name,
yeah,
like a different
no,
person. But no,
Hideki,
it's the same person.
yeah, no, Hideki Anno, and he did Evangelion, Shin Godzilla, and Shin Ultraman. So there's many things that are unique to him. If you can sing Evangelion, you can see them in this movie. For example, those really extreme close-ups to people when they're talking about something very I don't know, dramatic or I don't know, very mental kind of stuff, close-ups like that. Also, this movie does very tokusatsu stuff. I mean, the whole time you're gonna hear that they're fighting for the happiness of people, which is something that Kamen Rider does a lot, and as well as Super Sentai. One thing though, I will say is very gory. Like, damn, it is bloody as hell. I
Really?
know I saw a clip before from the opening scene, and he's punching people to death, and blood is exploding everywhere. But it gets even more as the movie goes on. It's like, holy crap! But
I
otherwise,
I didn't know that it went that far because I tried not to watch too many of the like
mhm,
reviews and spoilers.
yeah,
But that's wild.
yeah. But other than that, I mean, like I said, if you already are aware of Kamen Rider and actually like it, you're gonna get more out of this film. I don't know if someone that has never seen Kamen Rider might enjoy it. They might get a little bit confused maybe with some of the cliches from Toku or even Anon himself. But yeah, this is a love letter to Kamen Rider in the end. And
Nice.
then finally, like I said, tomorrow I was able to get a fan early screening for Transformers: Rise of the Beast, which mostly I'm watching because the second and third acts were shot in Peru, so as a Peruvian, I need to go and represent. But and also they're having the Maxim also. But so far, I've seen reviews. It looks like it's actually really fun. It's not the best thing ever. It's maybe not as great as Bumblebee, but it's closer to it. So it should be good. It should be a good time. And then I think that's it for me. I know next week we're getting the Flash. Yeah,
I think
yeah,
there's two movies that come out next week.
yeah. But yeah, we already started the summer of the movie season, the summer movie season. So probably I'm gonna be watching like a movie every single week, a new movie every single week. But yeah, Flash is coming soon. There's a couple movies as well coming soon. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I mean, what about you? At least the days that you weren't sick.
Um, I didn't really do a whole lot last week just because like I for the majority from like Tuesday on I wasn't feeling super great. But I did pretty much beat Jedi Survivor.
Oh, nice.
Um,
What do you think?
I don't know how I feel about Bode.
Hmm.
It definitely felt like there were some like plot holes and loopholes with the writing on his character and story and stuff like that. But the worlds, honestly, some of my favorite in especially Star Wars video game of all time. Like, just it's a beautiful setting. Um, the customization was super nice. And I think you said this the last time. The controls in the game kind of suck.
Yeah,
I
especially
think the
when
platforming controls are just
yeah,
terrible.
the platforming is horrible. I'll die so many times just trying to jump across one, I don't know, a corner or something like that because I couldn't the camera weren't too fast or it's difficult to
The camera
control over
getting
the.
stuck, or just like him not grabbing walls when he's supposed to, is just like infuriating. Or just like randomly letting go when you're trying to jump, and then you're just like, oh, all right, I guess I'll just do that again. But other than that, I really did like the game. I thought it was good. I definitely liked it more. Like it was definitely a lot more polished than the first game, a lot
Mm.
more than I remember. I'd have to go back and replay Fallen Order again, but I really liked it. The graphics are really good, really really good. And then this weekend, Allison actually went and traded in I had a Switch Lite that I had gotten right before COVID started.
Mhm.
That was supposed to be traded in to get the new Switch,
Yeah.
but because COVID happened and the lockdowns, Best Buy never asked for it back when I traded it in. So I've been literally had it in the box, waiting to send it back. I haven't asked for it back. I asked them to like, oh yeah, it's written out of the system already. Your transaction's complete, whatever. I was like, oh okay, whatever. So she traded that in and got me a copy of Tears of the Kingdom,
Mhm.
and I like this game a lot more than Breath of the Wild, a lot more, because I had actually gone back, and I don't know if you went back. I know we had kind of like talked about going back and replaying Breath of the Wild before Tears of the Kingdom dropped, but I had gone back while I was waiting to get the game and played it, and it just kind of there were parts about it that just I didn't really like a whole lot, and I didn't like the I don't know what you would call them, but like the abilities you had, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They just didn't seem as good as the ones in Tears of the Kingdom. Like Tears of the Kingdom feels like what Breath of the Wild should have been. Like this is their realized vision.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially with the building.
yeah, like the building part is the like problem solving my way through an entire puzzle or dungeon or whatever. Using the building is like my heaven. Like I am in love with it. It's amazing. But I like you. I haven't even gotten that far. I haven't like done the majority of the story. Like I got up to the part where you go into the depths,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
I've literally just been exploring the depths
Yeah.
and
Because
trying to unlock stuff.
that's another thing that I saw. The depths is pretty much the same size as the map.
It is the identical size of the overworld, like the Hyrule map, which
Yeah.
is
And
wild. Like that, there's that many. Like the map itself is huge, and you have two
yeah,
of those on top of each other in the
you have
same
to.
game, and it's running this efficiently. Like that's insane that they were able to do that.
Also, a little trick that I found out is if you find a shrine uh,
Mhm.
in the depths, there's a route in the same spot. Or if you find a route in the depths, is there's gonna be a shrine on the surface, I guess. So if you find a shrine and you haven't done the depths for that section, I recommend
Oh, you can
going
use
to.
the map on the overworld to navigate your way around the depths.
Yeah, use a map and just drop a pin. So when you are in the underworld or the depths, you can go to that location and unlock or do the routes thingy, so you can unlock more of the
Ooh.
map. So that's what I've been doing. Every time that I reach a route, I check first the map and be like, did I unlock a shrine already here? And if I don't, I just place a marker on the surface, and vice versa. If I get to a shrine in the surface, and then I check, did I unlock the route in the depths? And if I haven't, then I put a marker.
Interesting. I didn't know that. That's I'm gonna totally use that
Yeah, and
when
then
I'm
if
navigating
I
again because
yeah
that makes it a lot easier. Because I've done a bunch of the overworld shrines, or at least I have them unlocked, so I can use those as waypoints in depths, which is awesome. Um, one thing that I have been doing because I literally got the game and I wasn't feeling good, and it was like probably the only thing I could do because I kind of quarantined myself in the house in our
hmm
guest bedroom just because I didn't want to get Allison sick or anybody else.
yeah
Um, So it was literally I just had my Switch and Tears of the Kingdom, and like that's literally all I could do. So I didn't even update the game yet. Like I'm still on the cartridge version of the update,
Oh, okay.
and I used one of the duplicate exploits because I wanted to get the batteries up as fast as I could, and then I got bored and I just kind of started exploring the depths. And then I got to Gerudo and then stopped because I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, and I really don't want to look up a guide right now, so I'm just gonna keep going shrine hunting, and I'll come back to this later.
Yeah. Same.
But I am loving the game so far, and I think I can see myself playing this for a long time because there's so much, especially if like the depths has the same amount of detail, which I think it does, as the regular Hyrule map. Like there's so much to unlock. So I'm super happy with my purchase. But other than that, I really haven't done a whole lot. I haven't really watched a whole lot of TV. I mean, we did start watching. Crap! What's the show on Netflix? I think you should leave.
Mm-hmm.
I hate how much that guy is like me when I'm just like excited or like angry or in a tizzy or something. Like that's just exactly how I talk. And we were watching the first 2 episodes of season 3 because I was told it doesn't really matter. They're all just clip shows or whatever or skits. So you can start wherever you want. And we were watching it, and Allison just kept looking at me. She's like, "That's you. That's what you do." I was like, "God damn it!"
I haven't seen that show yet. The show that I've been also now I remember that I started and I was able to binge in one day. Was Fubar?
Oh, Fubar.
Yeah,
That's the Sylvester Stallone show.
the Schwarzenegger, Arnold.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sorry.
It was okay.
Is that the one where he's like with the horse?
With the horse.
Where he's like a mob person and he's waiting at a coffee shop, but the horse doesn't come.
No. He is a spy. He's working for the CIA as a spy. But
Okay.
nobody in his family knows, and then he finds out that his daughter is also working for the CIA, and because she's a spy as well, she is keeping it secret from everyone in her family, and then obviously he's keeping everyone from his family. So they find out that they actually are working for the same organization, and hijinks ensues, I guess. It wasn't that bad. I mean, I saw a lot of reviews that were panning him, but to be honest, again, just like with the idol reviews, I was like, I don't know whether they're watching it, but it's an okay show. At least enough
I heard it's better than that Chris Hemsworth one. Was it Extraction or something?
Extraction. Oh, yeah. Well, that one is more action package.
Right.
This one is a little bit actiony, but it has comedy as well. It's a light-hearted, I guess, like something. It feels like a Kindergarten Cop, I guess, in that sense.
I was just gonna ask if it's like Kindergarten Cop. I'm all in. I love that movie so much.
Yeah, it has to feel like that. Like he's a I'm the cookie father, my daughter. But we're both spies, and they're gonna kick ass. But also, I'm Cookie, and I make jokes. That kind of stuff, you know.
That's great. I'm gonna have to watch it. I've heard decent things about it, but I wasn't 100% sure if I could trust some of the reviews and stuff. So I'm glad that you liked it because that kind of gives me a little bit more confidence.
Oh yeah, I like it.
And aside from that, I really, again, not too much. I think you should leave. Definitely watch it. It's great. It's so stupid, but it's like. Do you remember Comedy Central used to do all of those weird comedy skit type shows?
I've seen a couple.
Like Mad TV, kind of, and some other TV shows that they had on Comedy Central for a while in like the early 2000s.
What's the name?
Show, stuff like that. Like that's the kind of comedy that this is. But it's like even dumber in some places, but
Huh.
like dumb in a smart way, which is hilarious to me.
Okay. What
And
I
it's
remember.
very easy to watch. I think each episode is like 20 minutes or something like that. Like it's not very long. It's very easy to watch.
Huh.
But
Yeah, the comedy shows that I remember from Comedy Central MTV era, pretty much as Jackass, the Bam Margera one. I forgot the name.
Viva
Uh,
Bam.
yeah, Viva La Bam. The what's the name? This kid Andy something
Oh,
show.
Andy Milanaka show. That's what it feels like. The Andy Milanaka show a lot.
Okay, okay. Yeah, those are the ones that I remember for the most part.
But definitely worth it. Like especially if you have Netflix, it doesn't cost you anything. It's already there. If you
Mhm.
have free time and you want something just to zone out to, it's great. Aside from that, pretty much it.
I
I think on
guess.
my end.
Okay, I guess we can jump into the news. I guess I'm gonna start with all the updates from the strike because we got some new revelations yesterday, in fact, yesterday or today. But let's see. What is my listing? So Amy Pascal during the premiere of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse confirmed that Spider-Man 4 is on hiatus right now due to the strike, but they're working on it. They're having ideas, meeting with people, especially Tom Holland. They also confirmed that they're planning on bringing Miles Morales to live action, whether it's a movie or showing up in one of the Tom Holland Spider-Man films. That remains to be seen. Also, during this premiere, they also said that the Spider Woman animated series that they're working on. We still don't know whether this is gonna be a spin-off from the current Across the Spider Verse or just a complete different thing. Uh, but they're saying that this animated film is coming soon, sooner than anyone expected. So we'll see how soon it is because uh, in addition, Spider-Man 4 getting a little bit delay. Laura Miller, who are producing the Silk and Spider-Man Noir TV shows for what is it? I have it somewhere in here. For Amazon. Yeah, it's Amazon. They also are going into a break because of the strike. So more stuff getting delayed due to the strike. Let's see what else. Joe McHale came out as well, said that the Community movie is also on a pause because of the strike. He
Pause again.
Yes, he commented. He even said that they were so close, but they couldn't finish the script before the strike came out. So
Is
they
he
need.
writing it? I can't remember.
I don't think he's writing it, but I think he's involved in the production side of stuff as well, like
Okay.
in a producer role.
I know he's involved somehow. I can never remember how.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he's involved in that. And then the big news that came out today, was that the Actors Guild members have voted. It passed by 97.91% in favor of going into strike if the coming negotiations between the TV and movie theaters, movie companies doesn't go well. This is about something that they already voted a while ago, and uh, this is going after the fact that the Directors Guild also this week went into negotiations with also the TV and movies companies just to, I guess, uh, get the stuff, better their contracts and all that stuff. And in their case, they actually came to an agreement. So at least the directors, and I don't know who goes under that guild as well. I guess it's only directors, but they are fine. Now is the time for the Actors Guild. I think the negotiations are going to start next week or something like that. And based on that, if they don't accept the stuff that they're proposing, or the TV and movie companies are not accepting their proposals, they will go into strike, screwing screwing the movie the these movie companies even more than they are right now, because many productions are getting are stopping or going into a break because of the writer strike. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah.
Hmm.
And I know somebody commented a while ago that the Actors Guild was looking into stopping getting AI technology used for by the film by the these productions to avoid using their image or their voices and stuff like that, because I think there's some technology out there. And one of the things that the writers guild brought up was the use of AI on to replace them, or writing scripts and all that stuff. And that's something that they didn't came into an agreement with the productions. So we'll see if they, I don't know, get smarter about it this time and
Yeah,
don't.
when I read that, I was like, "You guys really that dumb? You didn't think that people are gonna find out about it?"
Yeah.
Blows my mind. But I
Let's,
guess we'll have to wait and see what actually happens.
oh yeah, we'll see. Like next week we should be no learning something. Let's see. Let's talk about a couple feuds and stuff like that happening this week. First of all, The Rock came out and announced that Universal is working on a new Fast and Furious film. This
Oh
is not
no!
this is not a sequel to Hobbs and Shaw, but this movie will be set in between Fast X and the next one, just to more or less bridge what the hell Hobbs was doing in between all of this, I guess. Because, and I guess spoilers at this point, those not really spoil. Well, whatever, they themselves went out and said it anyways. He's on the credit scenes of one of the movies, so I mean, he's in one of the credit scenes from the last movie. So yeah, he's back. We still don't know how the hell this is happening, because he just announced the movie, and it's supposed to be in between those two films, and the other film is already being produced and has a director and everything, and is supposed to come out in the next 2 years or so. Yeah, I don't know what the hell how he's gonna do this, unless they have already a director, a writer, script all done, and they just kept it a secret. But yeah, now the Rock
I
and
mean, it's
B.
been the worst kept secret for a while because there's been rumors that he's coming back anyways, even though he quote unquote had a beef with Vin Diesel. So
Oh yeah, and he came out on a video as well saying that, oh, our beef is over, we're family, we're
right,
family, we're
I
good.
think it was all just like a front to kind of create all this buzz around
I, I don't
Universal
know.
returning.
I think after the Black Adam and him trying to being a big head at the DC side of stuff, all of that failing, he was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna have to come back and just apologize to Vin Diesel, I guess."
He's always been one of those actors that's always been about the money.
Yeah.
So I'm not that surprised. I expected it actually sooner than it did technically happen. So
And talking about Vin Diesel fighting with people, apparently Vin Diesel is blaming Jason Momoa for the for the film not making that much money.
that's okay. If anything, people were gonna go just to see Jason Momoa.
Oh yeah, everyone that every reviewer, even I say that Jason Momoa is the best part of this film.
Yeah, so like I don't know what the hell he like. I respect Vin Diesel as a person, especially since like he's outwardly super nerdy and stuff, but he is such a defensive person
Such a
and he
diva.
never takes the blame for anything failing.
Yeah, so
And I
now
think
he's
like that's gonna really hurt him. But When I saw that, I was like, God damn, can you just keep your mouth shut, please?
I know, it's so fucking insane. We'll see who he's gonna fight with next. Maybe Statham.
I would not be surprised, to be honest.
It's a megalodon. Anyways, continue with feuds and fightings all over there. Apparently, Tom Cruise is gonna fight Christopher Nolan for IMAX. So it came out this week that Tom Cruise is getting a heart attack because Christopher Nolan, the father of IMAX, the saint of IMAX and all that stuff, is pretty much taking over all IMAX screenings for Oppenheimer. And between the time that Mission Impossible, that Reckoning Part 1 comes out and Oppenheimer comes out, it's like a 9 days, like a week or something, week and a half or something like that. And Tom Cruise was hoping to get IMAX screenings to go a little further than that, but apparently Nolan had already a deal going with so many distributors, and now he's basically taking over 90% of the IMAX screenings for Oppenheimer for the next, 3 weeks after the movie comes out.
Good God.
So Tom Cruise now is fighting him, saying that my movie needs to be seen in the biggest screen ever. I didn't jump out of a cliff for nothing. And Nolan is like, fuck you, I'm filming an atomic bomb in real life. I'm not using CGI effects.
The fact that he still did that and no one knows yet how he did it.
I know.
Like once they figure that shit out, it's gonna be game over for CGI for a while.
Oh my! Christopher Nolan is insane. When I read that, I was like, "Oh no, CGI is fake. I just use real explosions." I was like, "You using a real?"
How do you fake an atomic bomb blast? Like, I still don't understand.
I don't think anyone has seen an atomic bomb in person, and if they did, they're dead right now.
Yeah.
So I don't think anyone is gonna believe that it's fake, you crazy bastard. But yeah, I mean it's gonna be a crazy week, and obviously Oppenheimer is opening on the same day as Barbie, so you know that that's gonna cannibalize pretty much all screens. So that's another reason that Tom Cruise is pissed because
just to be clear, they are re-releasing Top Gun Maverick, right?
Top Gun Maverick.
Okay. So
Mission Impossible.
Oh, right. Sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot Mission Impossible is coming out.
Yeah, that Reckoning. That one is coming out like I think 9 days before Oppenheimer, like a week and a half or something.
Yeah, I don't know why he thinks that that's gonna like Mission Impossible hasn't been that big in 10 years. So
He has done good money. I mean, I've been liking all the Mission Impossible movies since.
I'm not saying they're bad films. I'm just saying they're not as good. They're not as popular as they were 10 years ago. So I think that especially with Oppenheimer and the Barbie movie coming out right after that, like,
oh yeah,
Tom Cruise has to get his shit together.
Yeah, so that's why he's mad at Christopher Nolan because he's taking over all the IMAX screenings. Let's see.
Did you hear that? Speaking of, before we get too far off topic,
yeah,
the IMAX film reel for Oppenheimer is like 100 miles.
Oh yeah, and he weighs like 600 pounds or something like that, something crazy like that.
The biggest IMAX film reel apparently ever,
and that's why he needs all the screens.
Right.
Oh my!
You can't put anything else in there. It's
Yeah,
got to play, and then you got to take a forklift and take it out.
Yep, it has to bring it over there. Oh my goodness, that's why Tom Cruise is mad. Oh yeah, I forgot to say on the part that of films getting delays of due to the strike. The Batman Part 2 has also been delayed for the moment.
So apparently it's now. It was supposed to come out later this year or early next year, right?
Next year, but at the beginning, I think, and so far it seems it's gonna be delayed to March.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
That movie's
Uh,
probably not going to be until summer.
yeah, let's see a couple announcements. Apparently, DreamWorks is gonna get into the same bandwagon as Disney, and they're gonna start making live action versions of their animated movies. Just last week, they announced the leads for the How to Train Your Dragon uh, remake. Hiccup and Astrid, Mason Thames, I think that's his name. He is the kid in the Black Phone. He's gonna be Hiccup, and Nico Parker, who was Pedro Pascal's daughter in The Last of Us, and she was in Dumbo in the live action. So now she has two live actions under her belt. Is gonna be Astrid. Uh,
Mm.
I don't know when they're gonna start shooting or come on this movie coming out. I guess someone to 2025, 2024. But yep, DreamWorks is doing How to Train Your Dragon, and I guess they're gonna do part 2 and 3 as well. If it does well, I guess obviously.
I was going to say, I think it's really going to be dependent on how well the first one does.
Yeah,
A lot of people are kind of skeptical because there's a lot of whimsical kind of animation in the How to Train Your Dragons movies. So I don't know if it's going to translate well to live actions. A lot of people are holding their expectations, I guess.
yeah, and also I wonder
It could be really good. I don't know.
and also how they're gonna animate the dragons. That's another thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of like what they did in the Lion King.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's why a lot of people are holding their reservations for now, just because
I don't want to scary Toothless.
he's supposed to be adorable, and I don't know if I can take him being like super detailed in the face. Like it's gonna be creepy.
He's gonna be nightmare fuel Toothless.
Oh my god, yeah. It can go one of two ways. I don't know which way it's gonna go yet.
Let's see. Oh yeah. So in a move that is just baller as hell, Studio Ghibli announced that they will not show any image or trailer for the next film, How Do You Live, which is gonna be released on July 14 in Japan. That's the ballest move ever. So like, oh yeah,
I thought this was a joke at first, and then apparently the head of Studio Ghibli was like, "No, we're not releasing anything until it comes out in theaters." And I was like, "Why?"
oh yeah. Hideo Miyazaki was like, "Fuck you. You're gonna still come see my movie, so I'm not gonna show anything, anything."
Yeah, this was like the biggest dick swing I've ever seen in movie history in a while. But he's not wrong because in Japan,
I mean-
those movies do so well.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna see it also. I'm gonna see it whenever it comes to the US. But yeah, that was a baller move. I was like, "Holy crap!" Well, of course he can do it. I mean, it's Studio
He's
Ghibli.
one of the very few people with such a cult following that no matter what he does, they're still going to show up.
Yep.
And it's because every single one of his movies is so well done that, like, even if the story's not as great, at least the animation is still stellar. So,
Mhm.
no matter what, you're still going to get a good. You're going to get a good movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Let's see. Just a couple more announcements. So apparently Disney is working on Hocus Pocus 3. And
I
I
saw
was
that yesterday, and I was like,
and I was like, how and why? The same question that I did when they announced number 2. Did they saw how the
number 2, I could kind of understand because they left
Well-
it a little bit open at the end of the first film.
but I was like, did they saw how the movie ended? They had to go all over this convoluted explanation on number 2 to get them back, and now obviously we don't know if they're gonna come back or it's actually if you see number 2, the kids, quote unquote, leads of the film in the end become witches at the end. So I don't know. Maybe they're gonna focus on those 3. But if they bring back once again Sarah Jessica Parker and damn it, I forgot Winnie, her name, the actress. The other 2.
Shit, yeah.
I just prank on them.
I can't remember her name. I literally just saw her yesterday on Family Feud.
Let me. Bette Midler. There you go.
Yes.
And Kathy Najimy. There you go.
Yes.
If they're gonna bring all of them back, they're gonna have a really good explanation because it makes no sense. But we'll see. Disney is Disney. So let's see. We got so today, in fact, Anthony Mackie posted a picture of him and Harrison Ford in the set of Captain America, which is shooting right now. And there was a little change on the title based on that picture. Instead of being Captain America: New World Order, the film now is going to be renamed Captain America: Brave New World. I think the other one was a little bit too political slash conspiracy sidey.
Yeah,
So
I think given
I
the
guess that,
political climate, they decided to kind of change it, which I'm not against.
and also Brave New World is also like a political kind of thing, but it's not as charged as
Right.
NWO. Unless if you're thinking NWO, you're thinking of wrestling.
Wrestling. I was gonna say it might also just be something with wrestling that they
I don't. No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
No, I think it's more on the political side stuff that they decided to change it.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. I've heard a lot of rumors going either way, but I don't know. I'm not as upset about it.
Yeah,
It
I
could
mean,
make a whole lot more sense for the plot of the movie too. So
yeah, it's not a big change either. It's not like Flash going from Flashpoint to Flash again.
well,
uh,
yeah,
and then in the picture you can see Anthony Mackie with his new suit, very reminiscent to Cap in his stealth suit in Winter Soldier, a little bit. So we'll see.
he definitely
Uh,
got rid of a lot of the shoulder pads, which I kind of am a huge fan of.
well, it was a picture behind the scenes, so probably that's not a complete suit. So maybe there's more. Especially, he obviously was missing a cowl and or something to cover his eyes when he's flying around. You know. Let's see. Yesterday we got the announcement of the new animated series My Adventures with Superman is premiering on July 6th on Adult Swim. In fact, they said the first two episodes are showing over there, and it will go the next day on Max. This is the animation team, if I'm not mistaken, is the same one behind Bolton, the Netflix Bolton, and the Legend of Vox Machina,
Yes.
because that art style is I can recognize it right away. So we'll see. I know ani- uh, this series got a little bit of controversy. Well, not controversy, but a little bit of frack in the beginning when it was announced initially, because some people were thinking that it was everything from Lois' points of view, and we never see Superman. And also, Black Jimmy Olsen, and one side of that, the usual side of the internet was complaining about that one. But even though it's not the first time that we have a Black Jimmy Olsen, but whatever. But based on the trailer, it looks like we're gonna get plenty of Superman. In fact, Clark is also featured a lot on this, so it looks like the trio is gonna be having same screen time. So that's actually cool. And we might even see the romance between Clark and Lois, because there is one scene on the trailer that he's catching her, and they're both brushing at each other. So maybe that's gonna be another stuff over there. But yeah, it looks interesting. I want to see more of it. So July 6th, I'll be watching it on Mats the following day.
It looks very interesting. Are they releasing it weekly or is it going to be everything all?
It looks like weekly,
Yeah,
because
that way it's all out to watch it.
yeah, the tweet I saw, this says the first two episodes, because it's premiering on Adult Swim first.
Right. So I wasn't sure
So
if they were doing it like a weekly showing, and then it'll show up on Max that day or something. I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, no.
It's very vague.
They're doing first is showing on Adult Swim weekly, like any other show over there, and then the following day will be going to Max. Just the same way that Hulu does with some shows, that they will air on whatever channel they air on regular TV or cable, and then the following day they will be on Hulu.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought, but I wasn't 100% sure. So I might wait until it completely airs and then go back and binge it.
Okay, let's go. And let's see, have two rumors that have been going on during this week. The first one is apparently John Bertal, Punisher, is getting his own show after he shows up in Daredevil Born Again. Again, this is just rumor. There hasn't been any confirmation, especially with the strike going on. Maybe there are plans, but the longer the strike goes, the longer these shows will be delayed and all that stuff. So at the moment, it's just a rumor. And then the other rumor that has been going around this week is that the Flash director Andy Muschietti, whatever you pronounce it, is being tasked is being looked at by DC to direct Batman: The Brave and Bold. This is part of the new DC universe that James Gunn is helming. Based on the information that James Gunn released on the film, is pretty much Batman and Damian. So Bruce and Damian, and we might be seeing other members of the Bat family in this film, but pretty much the focus will be on those two. So, yep. Also, another rumor that I've been seeing, and also some slash rumor and a slash confirmation from DC themselves, or at least the director of the Flash, is that they might be working on Flash 2, and if they do, there's Ezra Miller will be coming back. So at the moment, they're not thinking about recast them, despite the stuff that they did all over the place. Also, some information has come out that Ezra Miller will be doing very little. They won't be doing any press during in the last week or so. Yeah, because it's coming out next week, right? Yeah, in the for the premiere, they will show up to the premiere just for a couple of pictures and then bounce, and they won't be doing any any press at all. So I guess because they're still under I think they're still going to mental health help.
Ezra Miller, you mean?
Yeah, at a clinic or something.
I know they're checked into an inpatient, which means that they're in
okay, yeah. I know they went for that, so yeah. And the last thing that I have is Netflix announced their Tudum event. I just realized why they call it like that, because it's a sound from Netflix. Tudum, that kind of stuff.
I never put two and two together, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, I just put it out when they announced it. I was like, why are they calling it like that? And then I was like, oh, okay. So they had one last year. I think they started this over in 2020 during the pandemic. It's pretty much think of it as a big panel, a long day panel of New York Comic Con panel or San Diego Comic Con panel, and they're showing upcoming behind the scenes or trailers or announcing stuff for Netflix. It's happening on June 17, and we got confirmations that we're gonna get first looks at Extraction 2, which is the Chris Hemsworth movie. The second part, I think the Russos are producing it. I know they produced the first one. I don't remember if they're producing this one as well. But anyways, Extraction 2. Apparently, we're gonna see something from One Piece, the TV show. So I want a trailer just to see whether
I want something where we're actually seeing everybody do something and not just screen caps.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna sell me on the show. Because a lot about One Piece that makes it so great, especially the anime, is the animation is so good. The way
Yeah,
that the characters move, the way that they fight, everything is just phenomenally done. They have to nail that, otherwise the show is it's gonna fail.
yeah, and oh, so far the only stuff that they've been showing is either uh production art for this for buildings, the Going Merry ships and all that stuff, or the sets that they are building from the ground up in I want to say South Africa. They were filming. Yeah, they were filming in South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Ichiro Oda has said that he is very close to this, making sure that everything is perfect before they can show anything. So in Oda, I trust. So hopefully it is not one of those Japanese anime live actions remakes and stuff like that that are horrible in the end. But we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, the animation is so unique that it's gonna be difficult to see it in live action with real people, especially some of the attacks like Luffy's and all that stuff. But we'll see.
Especially Luffy's. And
And also, it's gonna be weird seeing Zoro holding a sword with in his mouth.
I'm really hope so. I've heard rumors that they're taking that out, and if they take that out, that completely changes his character.
Oh hell
So I
no,
really hope they don't take that out
no. I hope.
because, like that's what makes him so unique is the fact that he's a swordsman, and everyone
Yeah.
makes fun of him for it until they fight him, and then they get wrecked.
And then how Usopp is gonna look because he is very funny looking on the anime, but in real life, he's gonna look like Nightmare Fuel, if anything, or super weird.
It's
Even
gonna be.
like
A lot of people are saying it could be very racist, but
that's another thing. That's another thing. I don't want to
we'll
be.
see.
I mean, I'm not someone. I'm not much of a. What you gonna call it? I don't know. When I see cosplayers of Usopp, I'm like, something unreal about you. I know you're trying your best to represent this character in live action, but
It's literally his nose and the fact that his head looks like a cylindrical trash can.
yeah,
That's the what makes him a unique character, but also like kind of really hard to replicate.
yeah, you might be a good cosplayer and anything like that, but when I see Usopp ones, they look so uncanny valley that is like weird. It's just weird.
It's like borderline nightmare fuel most of the time.
And there's a lot of One Piece characters just like that for different reasons. So yeah. Also, they're gonna show Rebel Moon, which is the new Zack Snyder movie. In fact, today Zack Snyder was coming out and saying that Netflix cut because they wanted a movie under 2 hours or something like that. He had to cut his movie to two parts. Apparently, he's doing another Justice League 4 hour film or whatever. And then he came out and said as well that he's doing multiple cuts of this movie because, of course, he has to do multiple cuts. Even I saw at one point somebody put a I don't know if he actually said it or somebody made it as a joke, an adult cut. I was like, what the hell does that means?
I read that and I was like, what is? I don't even understand
Like,
what you're
is
saying.
it gonna be more bloody, like a Tarantino film? You mean, or boobs?
That's kind of like how I took it, but knowing Zack Snyder could literally mean anything because he's a crazy person.
Yeah, and then also another stuff that they're gonna show during this event is Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is a live action as well series. So we'll see, which is I think the guys on the that were the prior from the original Avatar are involved in this, or they left. I can't
The
remember.
original two creators, yes.
Oh, they're still involved. Okay, I thought
Yeah.
they left. Oh no, they left from the animated film, I think. But
Yes.
they left, but there's this Avatar studio, which is they created, is working on it. Now I remember. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they're still involved with the live action, but you're right. They the Netflix movie that they were gonna do.
Yeah. And that's pretty much all that I have, unless you have something else that I forgot to say.
I have one thing because today's Tuesday. Yesterday was Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference,
Oh yeah.
and we got some weird
Do
stuff.
you want a 3,400 VR? I mean, we all have that kind of money lying around, right?
The fact that they think that people are going to buy this mixed reality helmet, and the fact that it looks like a pair of like swimming goggles, is insane to me. Not to mention that, like, if you want to go back through them to buy replacement lenses or anything, they cost more than the headset it does itself, which
What?
is nuts.
Oh, I didn't saw that. Oh wow.
But the reason why it's so expensive, and I didn't know this until afterwards because it wasn't very clear in their keynote, but it's listed on their website, is they're using this like they have the new M2 chip, which is in the new MacBooks. There's a variant of it called the R1 chip, which is very closely related to, I think, what's in the iPad right now.
Okay.
And that's in the mixed reality headset itself. So this is technically the first headset that's had its own onboard processing power.
Oh, so that's why. That makes sense.
But
still,
it
when
has 12 cameras, it's got 5 sensors, it's got 6 microphones, which I don't know why the hell you need 6 microphones in a headset for. Like, everything about this is just absolutely batshit crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it makes sense why it costs so much, but still, I saw the price. I was like, nobody's
I don't
gonna.
even think that it's worth. Like, I could see maybe charging $1,200 or the Vive Pro costs.
Yeah.
But like, no one's gonna spend $3,900 on a mixed reality headset that doesn't work with anything except a MacBook. Like, that's just a batch. It's nuts. I think that's why they're charging so much, because they have to recoup the cost somehow. Because they know they're not going to sell as many.
Yeah, only a couple people are gonna buy that for sure.
Exactly. We finally got a new MacBook Air, which is kind of cool. There's a 15-inch model now, which we haven't had in 10 years, I think. 10 years? It's been a long time. And it finally comes with more than 8 gigs of RAM, which is amazing. And the best part is, it's the first MacBook that has over 12 hours of battery life. It's supposedly going to get 18, which, for something on an M2 chip with 24 gigs of RAM max that you can buy, is not terrible. It's actually pretty good. And then the other kind of, like, there's a new Mac Pro and a new Mac Studio, but like, no one's gonna spend. I don't really think anybody here cares about spending 16 grand on a computer. I don't.
No.
And like, the limitations on both of them just don't seem worth it to me. But what I thought was kind of interesting is there's this convergence now with iOS and macOS, even more so than I think the last couple of years. Where I think in this new version of macOS, you're going to be able to download almost any iOS app onto your Mac and use it.
Oh wow. Which
is kind of cool. And the funniest thing, and a lot of people were making jokes about this during the keynote for the new macOS Sonoma, which is the new macOS that's coming out. I think it's next year. It looks almost like Windows Vista.
Oh yeah?
Which is hilarious to me. Because even when they were demoing it, I was like, oh my god, it's literally just macOS Vista. Because they're leaning so hard into the widgets thing. I don't know if you ever used Windows Vista, but like, that was one of the huge selling points. Is like, oh, you can put widgets on your desktop for everything. And Mac's like, oh, you can put widgets on your desktop for everything. And you can also put them on your lock screen. Wow. It's like, okay, welcome to like 18 years ago.
I think I did Vista once.
I had Vista when it first came out. The only reason I had it was because where I worked at the time, they were buying Windows Vista computers and converting them to Windows XP. So they had all these keys that they were throwing out because they all came with Windows Vista. And I was like, if you guys are throwing these out, can I just have it? He's like, take all of these. Just take 10 and we don't care. I was like, okay. It was awful. Windows Vista sucked. But it was the first DirectX 10 or 9? DirectX 10, I think, operating system. For video games, if you played computer games, it was either you were on Windows XP, which was more stable, or you were on Windows Vista, so you could get better performance and better graphics and everything else. Until Windows 8 came out, and then everyone still hated Windows. Or 7, rather. But I just thought it was interesting that now they were so anti-widget for the longest time, and now they're kind of going backwards. It's very funny to me. The other thing I thought was kind of interesting was the WatchOS 10, I think it's called 10, has a lot of really cool new health stuff. So on top of the mindfulness updates now that are going to tell you, hey, take a breather, get up and walk around, you haven't moved in a while. There's going to be mood and mental health stuff built into it now. So apparently there's going to be a new Apple Watch coming out soon. I'm assuming it's going to be debuted when the new iPhones come out, which is typically around September.
Yeah.
And I think some of the newer ones also do it now too, where they measure your blood pressure and your.
Oh yeah, mine is like 3, I think. It's not like it's not even the current one. It's like very. I think when I got it was not even the current iPhone. I mean, iWatch, but mine measures my blood, not my blood pressure, my heart rate.
Yeah, I think some of them do blood pressure and heart rate now. And combining the two of those datas together, it will tell if you're having a panic attack. It'll tell if your mood's changed. Supposedly, the newer watches, and this is a rumor, but it was somewhere in the code for WatchOS 10, that it's going to somehow be able to read your glucose level or something. I don't know how it's going to do that.
Yeah.
But with all of that information together, it's going to. And apparently they bought it. I don't remember the name of the company off the top of my head, but there was a company that they bought that was like mental health and something else focused that's being rolled into this new Apple Watch 10 OS, which is kind of interesting that they're moving into this more mental health and mindfulness kind of. They've already got the blood pressure part down. They've already got some of the other things down. Now they're kind of expanding outwards to really get people hooked onto the Apple Watch, which is kind of cool. I think that's very Apple of them. To be honest, I guess that's a really good thing for people, especially have a high blood pressure or are prone to hypertension or panic attacks and stuff like that. It'll be able to warn you. I don't know how accurate it's going to be, obviously, but it'll be able to forewarn you, hey, you're about to have a panic attack. You should stop and here's some breathing exercises or something.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool.
I guess to measure your glucose or anything like that, it's gonna dig in your skin and it's gonna fuse to your arm, and the watch is gonna.
I'm still not sure how that's gonna work. I don't know if there's gonna be maybe because I know that there are glucose monitors that you can put, and they're like a patch that goes on your arm now.
Oh, and
I don't know if it's going to hook up to that maybe, and it's going to read the data from there and just integrate it into your Apple Watch or something. Or maybe they're going to sell a proprietary device that's the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe they figured out another way to read your blood through your skin. Who knows? Apple's on the forefront right now, which is kind of interesting.
Or like I said, it's going to fuse to your skin and become part of you, and you're going to be part cyborg.
Just gonna feel a little prick when you put it on. What? Ow!
What is the watch not coming out? Why is it stuck to my skin?
The other funny thing is because iPads are such a and this goes back into the health focus thing that they did.
Yeah.
Because iPads are such a number one device for parents to give to kids now to kind of shut them up.
Oh yeah.
They're doing this thing for vision health with myopia or something using the facial recognition cameras that tell how close the iPad is to your face,
Oh,
with also the regular cameras to tell you, hey, move. It'll stop whatever you're watching and say you're too close to your face. Move it away.
interesting.
Which is funny because I remember as a kid, I'm sure that same thing when you were playing your Game Boy and your parents would yell at you, it's too close to your eyes, you're gonna ruin your eyes.
Oh yeah.
Which is apparently a huge problem for kids nowadays because they're not going outside as much. The rods and cones in their eyes are getting destroyed by light coming out of like devices.
Blue light. Yeah.
Yeah. So their eyes are not developing the way that they should. And it's because they have the devices so close to their face. And this is supposed to, quote unquote, safeguard kids.
Mm,
I guess we'll see what happens. I just thought it was interesting.
interesting.
But yeah. They also added some like compass stuff and some other things that you can use. Like if you're into hiking, they're gonna have like a Garmin app now for your Apple Watch. And in the metadata for the Apple Watch OS 10, got like early copies of it.
Mhm.
There's new data also that using your Apple Watch, you can improve like your jump shot when you're doing basketball, or your swing for tennis or golf and stuff like that, using the accelerometers, and like it'll know how much your wrist is turned, and
Oh, okay,
if you're
guys.
putting a force in something, which I thought was kind of weird, but also could be kind of cool. But yeah, kind of interesting. I'm excited to kind of see what happens with the like I know a bunch of tech YouTubers that I follow had already pre-ordered the Apple Vision Pro. So I'm really curious to see what it's going to look like. I don't think it actually comes out officially for another couple of months. But we joked about it for like the last 3 or 4 years that Apple was going to come out with a VR headset, and they finally did it, and they did it in the most bananas Apple way possible. It's so ugly. It looks like bug eyes. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had on my end. Just looking through my notes. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and like I said, tomorrow I'll be watching Transformers: Rise of the Beast. So expect my review of it next week or whenever we record, I guess.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna shoot you a message and ask you how you thought of it because it looks really good.
Yeah.
See that.
And again, since they're shooting in Peru, and again, based on the information that I've seen and everything, is like all the second and third act is in there. So that side is gonna have me crying in the theater while giant robots are fighting each other. But yeah, and that's why we're starting the movie the summer season for movies. So there's gonna be more movies coming out that I'm gonna be talking about, especially since I have the A list, so I can go see movies every single week.
Nice. All right. So I guess we will see you guys in the next episode. Obviously, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Nonsense Nerdy. Let us know if we missed anything. If there's something that you're super passionate about, definitely let us know. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next episode.
Adios.
Take care, everyone.